Another reason why Senator McCain might not want to cancel events because of rain. His campaign is seemingly being swamped by the Obama campaign in the home stretch on virtually every front. Well, Obama moves from Pennsylvania to Virginia, while Biden is in Florida. Michelle Obama was campaigning in Nevada. Senator Hillary Clinton was in New Hampshire. Late night tomorrow in Kissimmee, Florida. It'll be former President Clinton with Senator Obama for a stadium-sized rally. Then President Clinton will campaign in Ohio on Thursday. The Obama campaign's financial and volunteer resources continuing to overwhelm the McCain camp in the battleground states. Florida, again, a perfect example of this. 100 Obama field offices, 79 for McCain, 400 staffers, 40 for McCain. Outspending McCain in advertising is Obama by 4-1 margin. The former Florida Republican chairman, Al Cardenas, saying, quote, "It's tough to make up territory when the other guys are just obliterating you on the airwaves." This in a state that was supposedly safe for McCain not very long ago. As for that half-hour Obama advertisement airing tomorrow night, a spokesman says the program will share specifics of the senator's plans for the economy, but Michelle Obama was more than happy to share some laughs on that subject.
I don't know what they're calling it, but he's all over the place. So he's describing this to my mother. We're at the kitchen table. And Malia sort of overhears it. She's 10. She says, "You're going to be on all the TV?" She said, "Are you going to interrupt my TV?" And he said, he's sitting like this. He says, "No, we didn't buy time on Disney and Nick." And she said, "Oh, good." And she got up and walked away. That's about it. She's just like, "Don't mess with my TV."
No, he's just going to mess with my TV. Let's bring in Washington Post associate editor and columnist, MSNBC political analyst Eugene Robinson. Good evening, Gene.
Evening, Keith.
All right, this word has been thrown around a lot in the last week, and it bothers me. So there's a two-part question on this. Is the Obama campaign a juggernaut, and do juggernauts always win, or do juggernauts sometimes get upset?
Well, I have to confess that I think I used that word in my column this morning talking about the Obama ground game. However, look, juggernauts don't always win. No, they sometimes get upset. But if you can have 400 paid staff people who are actually doing something productive in a place where the other side has 40, you have an advantage. If you can outspend the other side 4-1 in advertising, you have an advantage, and there's just no way around that. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to win, but it makes it a lot tougher for the other side.
The ground game to which you refer, getting people to the polls early, particularly the so-called erratic voters, the Obama campaign aides believe they're accomplishing that goal. Might we be talking a great deal about that on election night? People who are not just getting an assist to the polls, but getting there literally in circumstances under which they never would have gotten there otherwise?
I think we will talk about that a lot on election night. That hotline poll was interesting, showing that parity in the early voting. What we don't know, and I haven't actually looked closely at the numbers, but I suspect they don't tell us. Are these the erratic voters? Are these the people who are not being picked up in the likely voter screens of the polls? Anecdotally, what I hear from folks just around the country is that where there's early voting permitted, there are a lot of early voters. It looks like there are a lot of Obama voters lining up in places like South Carolina and in states that probably won't go to him, but do indicate the ground game is out there working.
And again, as you suggest there, too, geography is telling so much of this story. That Pew poll that had Obama up a collective 4 points in the red battleground states that he had been far behind last week and farther behind the week before. Biden was in some Republican strongholds in Florida today, and as even the Republican strategists concede, even if McCain winds up winning Florida, the price will have been extraordinarily high in terms of time and money. The geography here is it sounds like that one of those board games. You wound up with all of your missiles and everything else on Madagascar.
That's what's really daunting for the McCain campaign. That's the real mountain for them to climb. If you look not just at that Pew poll, but other polls, there's recent Rasmussen poll, I think yesterday, Obama up 4 in Colorado, up 4 in Florida, up 4 in Ohio, up 4 in Virginia. There are other polls that show even bigger Obama advantages in New Hampshire and in other states, and even a tie in North Carolina. Carolina. Now, Obama doesn't have to win all these states to get an electoral majority, but these are red states. These are George Bush states, states that Bush won, and McCain has to win all of them. The polls are trending against him in all of them. That's a real mountain that he has to try to get over.
All right, so against all this as backdrop, what does Obama shoot for in that half-hour ad tomorrow night, which we know is pretty much done already?
Message: I'm safe. I think that's what he intends to convey. All this business about redistributionist, in chief, it seems to be part of this McCain attempt to raise doubt about Obama, to say he's risky, we don't really know him, he's an unknown quantity. That seems to be the strategy toward the end, and I think what Obama is going to try to do is what he's tried to do all along, is reassure people I'm not some sort of exotic socialist who's bent on taking all your money and giving it to the Internationale or something. I'm a regular guy, and I'm going to cut taxes for the middle class. I suspect that's what he'll say, and that'll be the tone of the speech.
I know Gene Debs, and Senator Obama, you're no Gene Debs. Gene Robinson of MSNBC and Newsweek, as Washington Post, rather. Thank you kindly as always, sir.
Good to talk to you, Keith.